Good evening, guys, and welcome back to the Fergie Way with me, Teach FM. Now, as we know, we're on episode 15. We are, of course, playing Arsenal today. Arsenal have not really had a great time against us over the last few years. When the whole Fergie Way started, Arsenal were very good. If anybody's been playing Football Manager 17, they maybe even at times been called overpowered. And to be honest, a lot of times they do quite well. However, they seem to have fallen off the boil with maybe even their closest rivals, Spurs, being the ones to take up the mantle. We are, however, freshly off the back of a win against Chelsea. These are important games at the moment. We know Tottenham are chasing us in the Premier League, so every point's important. So I'm hoping that the lads can go out and get another win today. So as you can see in the background, I have got the recent games against Arsenal. In fact, any game we've ever played against Arsenal in the Fergie Way up on the screen. However, before we go any further, I did just want to say, what formation are you guys playing this year? Because I've always found in the last few FMs, you know, the old 4-2-3-1, one striker, and basically the way a lot of football teams play nowadays has always been quite dominant. But I've chose to use two strikers this year, mainly because I'm United and they've got, at the start of the game, they have such talent available in Rashford, Zlatan, of course, Runa talent, maybe. That choice would be yours. But, you know, they've got enough strikers. I wanted to play a two-striker formation. But a lot of the series I now watch on YouTube, there's a lot of people who've adopted two-striker formations, be it 4-4-2s or variants of, and they all seem to be doing quite well. And then there's a few guys I watch who are playing one-striker formation where it's going okay, maybe not quite as dominant. So how do you guys feel about it? I just feel this year, it's almost like the game is allowing us to get away with two strikers again, which I think is brilliant. Maybe off the back of Leicester playing with two strikers last year, maybe something was changed in the game mechanics. I don't know, just surmising there. But yeah, how have you guys been playing it? You've been playing with one, been playing with two, maybe you've been playing with three. I mean, you know, be interesting to hear. Drop it in the comments and we'll have a big discussion about it. So I've got the past meeting screen in front of me, and it's only now when you look at it, Arsenal obviously known as quite a strong team in real life, aside from the fact that obviously Wenger's having a real rough time at the moment in real life. But when the game started, Arsenal were playing quite well. I mean, they beat us in the first season. We did quite well. We beat them 6-0, but then they knocked us out of the fifth round of the FA Cup. Then they beat us in the Premier League, but it didn't matter because that was when I think we'd already won the Premier League, if you remember by that point. One of the last games of the season where I was just filling the games with youth, and we took a beating there. But other than that, we've beaten them in the last 10 games. And in the last handful of fixtures, I mean, 7-0, we beat them 6-1 last time. There was a 5-1 there. You know, we've been doing so well. So I'm hoping we can keep this form on today. As you know, I don't really have any news to report because the Chelsea game was only 2 in-game days ago. So we're pretty much going to get straight into the game. However, we're just going to have a quick look at our squad. So I've just sorted it by average rating so we can see who's playing well. And as we know, Rashawn Williams still absolutely battering it up there with a 7.87 average rating. In fact, while we're here, we'll just take a look at Rashawn's stats. Well, not his stats, but his attributes. And as we can see, physically, what an absolute monster. I mean, he's got pace. I think I would have preferred to have 19 in acceleration just so a defender can get up to speed if a man's beating him. But pace 19 is very good. But his acceleration is no slouch anyway at 17. But if we look more at his mentals, obviously he's only 21. We've still got 13s and 14s coming up where it matters, in my opinion. Yes, there's weaknesses there, but for a 21-year-old, he's now valued at 19.75 million. He's currently wanted, as are a lot of my players, to be brutally honest. I've just actually had Roberto Martinez trying to buy. No, he's not tried to buy. It came up in the press that he wants Angel Gomez. Not happening. But Arsenal are also showing interest in Rashawn Williams, which is no surprise. Who else do we want to look at? So obviously Dybala's doing quite well. Not just the fact that he scored 15 goals, because it's by no means the highest. If we sort it by that, you know, Martial and Rashford have got more goals than him. But assists, 12. 12 assists. He only has Juan Mata who's got any more, and we all know Juan Mata won't be getting any more this season because he's just picked up a 4-month injury. We're not going to see him again. So it's time for Rodriguez to step up to the plate, playing behind the strikers, which he didn't really do in the last game. He played okay, wasn't amazing, but wasn't terrible. We'll also take a quick look at Callum Gribbin. Now, Callum Gribbin's had 15 starts, and he's scored 5 goals and had 6 assists, but his stats are just mental. If we look at the fact now, I mean, he's 21 years old. He's valued at a massive £36 million, which is just mind-blowing, really. I mean, bearing in mind, we brought him in now. We're in our 4th season. We pretty much started introducing him relatively straight away, I think. But dribbling, 18. Determination's at 17. We know he's always had high determination. There's very much up in the air about determination at the moment, how it's more something that's going to impact when you're on the field, which I sort of understand, but I think just because of the way I've always played Football Manager, I'm always going to see determination as a stat to me, and a lad's going to do well in training. It looks like that's not the case, judging by some tests that have been run. I also know another chap is actually going to go away and purposely make tests so we can get to the bottom of all that. But I personally am always going to look at determination and think, yeah, you're going to do well, mate, because you're going to train harder, play harder, everything else. So, but as you can see, Callum Grimm is also doing very, very well. He's got 7.51 average rating himself. Timbo Fosu-Mensah, we spoke about Timbo. He's played a lot of games now. He's had 22 starts. Now, again, physically, tank. 22 years old, so we are expecting to see more growth now in his mental stats and in his technical stats. Been a little bit slow, but one thing that we've seen from Timbo is he does it on the pitch anyway. I mean, he always does it on the pitch. He always plays very, very, very well. It's not often he has a poor game. And better yet, it's very utilitarian. We can play him almost anywhere across the middle. I tell a lie, I don't play him as the advanced playmaker, but I'll happily play him in a defensive role. I'll also play him in a central midfield supportive. We can change him to box. He can do that very well. So he's just a great utilitarian. Marcus Rashford, if you remember, Sharpie, one of the subscribers suggested that we played him as a poacher in the last game. It didn't work out too well, however, I'll do it again. I'm not going to give up, Sharpie, just so you know. Nothing works out in one game, so we will play as a poacher again. Whether that be against Arsenal today, time will tell when I come to pick the team, but he'll definitely get played there. But again, he's really coming on leaps and bounds. As you can see, his training doesn't seem to be having much of an effect at the moment. His composure going up, which is something that we definitely want to get up, because I'd like to get him, although he's nice and fast and he's the man who's going to break the back line and try and create chances almost himself from his running. I want him to get in the box and make them chances count. So the likes of his anticipation, composure, decisions, I definitely want to see them going up. So there we go then. It was just a quick look at the squad. What we're going to do now is we're going to head straight into the Arsenal game, where hopefully we'll secure another 3 points just to try and solidify this top position in the league. So here we are then on game day. We are, of course, playing at the Emirates. So we're going to start with the Arsenal team. So it's looking very familiar. They've got Petr Cech in net, Kazawa, Palista, and a name that I always seem to murder. I never get right, so apologies. Tell me in the comments if I'm pronouncing it wrong. But is it Mascasio? I know the lad. He used to play for Villarreal, I think, pretty sure. But I just always seem to get his bloody name wrong. It's just one of those Italian names that I just can't get. Anyway, we've got Bellerin playing at right back, and then they have Xhaka and Coquelin in the middle, with Di Maria now playing out on the left, which is an interesting one. Di Maria will be getting old now. He'll be getting a little bit slow as well, I would imagine. Acceleration and pace at 14 and 15. He's 31 years old. He's definitely going to get a bit of a kick in from Roy, I'm pretty sure. Mesut Ozil sat behind Icardi, and then they have Kovalenko sat out on the right. Let's have a look at him. 23-year-old. Seems a little bit okay. A little bit, Arsenal at times have bought substandard players. I've mentioned it in the past. But hey-ho, we'll leave them to it. Now, the fact that they are playing Icardi, he's known to try and break the back line, so I think I will go into the instructions and sit slightly deeper just to try and combat that, because, of course, we are playing away from home. Move on to the United team. We've got De Gea in the sticks with David Alaba, Rashawn Williams, Eric Bailly, and Sidibe's coming in place of Darmian on the right-hand side. We have Paul Pogba playing the advanced playmaker with Ruben Neves playing the defensive role. This game, I have put Sanchez to a deep lying playmaker based on the fact that we always seem to get a decent bit of room against Arsenal. So rather than him doing a very much supportive role from central midfield, I'm going to have him try and basically play the ball around. And yeah, with a little bit of luck, it'll work out okay. As you can see, I've played Gomez as a trequartista. Rodriguez is pretty fit. He's got 93% conditioning. However, just before the game, Roberto Martinez was saying how he wants to buy Gomez. And I thought, well, here's your time to shine, son. So I put him in on the hope that he's buoyed up by the fact that this manager is interested in him. Basically go and show him his worth. But in the meantime, winning us points along the way. That's the thought process anyway. And then we have Dybala as a complete forward. And as I said, Sharpie, I'm going to stick with the poacher on Rashford. See how it goes in this game. But I think after this game, if it's not working out, I'll be moving back to advanced forward, mate. So as we get head into the Irish inflictor of pain, see what he has to say. And it's hard tackling, unsurprisingly, on Di Maria. It's also happening on Mesut Ozil. Let's just have a look at this Kovalenko. What's his bravery and stuff looking like? Bravery 16. Strength is okay at 13. so I probably won't hard tackle him. So yeah, we'll just leave it at that. So as we arrive at the team talk then, of course, it's not for the fans. We know this. We play quite well against Arsenal. So I'm going to tell the lads I expect to win. Get a couple of greens, but as you know, I want more. We've gained some greens. I've used a little bit of a mixture between passionate having faith, assertive having faith, and wanting the midfield to take control out there. As I say, I'm going to go with the instructions. I'm going to sit the guys slightly deeper because Icardi's going to be trying to bust that back line where possible. And other than that, we'll start the game. So yeah, the formation thing, guys. I mean, for me, I feel like this year, 2 strikers has been the choice. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm playing with a very overpowered team with United. They start the game much like Arsenal. They're in such a strong position with a wealth of talent available. So I know that plays a part. And I've then added world-class players to it, so I'm going to get even stronger. I understand that. But I feel that Rashford gets in there. Literally just 2 minutes on the clock, Marcus Rashford grabs a very early goal, yet another assist from Dybala. Happy days. I mean, Dybala's done exactly what we wanted him to do when we paid all that money for him, is to play the complete forward role, grab goals, create goals, key passes, and he's been doing every single one of them. So yeah, Dybala's sending over a free kick here, hits it and Czech manages to catch it. So I just found that with 2 strikers this year, you get so many bloody more chances. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've not been playing with inside forwards. Maybe you guys can tell me, are you guys using the old school, well not old school, but the now old school, but the new school sort of 3 behind, 1 up top, you have your inside forwards until you create a 3-man attack. If you are, how's it working for you? Are you finding goals from those wingers? Or are you getting a lot more from the striker and the focal point? Or more to the point, if you're using 2 strikers, are you just finding your teams getting so many goals? Sanchez to Gomez, to Dybala. Dybala loses out though, Coughlin intercepts, but Sidibe wins the ball back. It's Rashford now to Gomez. Gomez out wide to Sidibe, who will cross. We have men arriving. Pogba tries maybe a looping header. Hard to tell, of course, on 2D. And, 41 minutes in. I didn't even realise how many minutes in. We're almost at half-time. We're definitely on extended. I'll just double-check. We are on extended. But it's been a very quick half. It goes to show that sometimes I think, and this is my concern with playing key highlights. If I was on key highlights here, I reckon we might have only seen 1. And then the game would be over. And that's my concern, where you won't get enough time to see what's going on in a match, whether you're actually playing quite well or not. But we are 50% possession, so Arsenal are no slouches here. They're doing okay, but have we got another attack in us before this half's over with just a minute left on the clock? It's Rashford. Oh, we will have. Get in there. Come on. Marcus Rashford. Hey, Sharper. Poacher. Maybe it's going to work, mate. I mean, if he does it, he's already started well. He's already grabbed a couple of goals in the first half. Once again, yet another assist from Dybala. But if this carries on, Sharpie, I'll definitely stick with it. Honestly, mate, I really will. And you're not going to believe this, right? But when we re-kicked off, it was like 59 minutes. It was 55 minutes on the clock, and I thought it's just going to kick off, play out a stupid highlight, and then we'll get into half-time, and I'll basically do my half-time talk like I always do. And we went from the kick-off, and Rashford's just grabbed his fucking hat-trick. So my apologies. There was no comms on the way to it. It was just a little interchange of play. Rashford's grabbed another goal, and that should teach me for not commentating, even though there was literally what I felt. I mean, it was 45 minutes on the clock, 1 minute added time. I thought, nothing's going to happen here. They're just going to play around, get the half-time whistle. And yeah, shafted. So 3-0, half-time, 3 assists from Dybala, 3 goals from Rashford. Jesus bloody Christ. So we are going to tell the guys, of course, assertively, that we are very happy with how things are going. Keep it up, lads. We're going to send them back out. And it looks like it's going to be yet another stomping of Arsenal, who you guys will know. I mean, if you guys have been playing in the Premier League and you've not been managing Arsenal, you'll know how bloody good they've been. But they just seem to have fell right off in my save. It's Rashford now. Still Rashford. Loses out, though. Oh, we've got the ball back. It's Dybala to Rashford, Pogba. Dybala with a very, very odd shot. If you remember, he did the same in the last game. It did take a deflection, so I can't knock him too much. In the last game, his shooting was well off target as well. But Ruben Neves across. Rashawn Williams went up with Kazawa, but Kazawa cleared it out. Neves will cross it in again. Right towards the back post to Eric Bailly, but it does get cleared out, and Bellerin will go marching up the pitch here. Still Bellerin. Switches the ball over Kovalenko. It's Angel Di Maria. Cleared out by Rashawn Williams, and we might have a counter on here. It's Gomez with a bad ball. Paulista manages to intercept the ball. It didn't get anywhere near Dybala. But 50 minutes on the clock, 3-0 to the good. Angel Di Maria's just been injured, which is a winner in my book. And I think it's all going well. Ruben Neves Crossed it to Rashawn Williams, very, very nearly put it right in at the near post. It did just go wide, and Rashawn's has become a permanent fixture. I mean, that's it, Fergie way. I mean, granted, the likes of Callum Gribben's going to struggle to push out Paul Pogba. Fosu-Mensah's going to be doing. Oh, bloody hell. There we go. Unas has scored a goal. It's 3-1, but I don't think there's anything to threat about. Half an hour ago, that's Arsenal's first shot on target. First time they've even managed to break through was Ozil played it to Coughlin. Coughlin with a lovely ball. Unas managed to beat the back line, and basically as De Gea ran out, he actually put it into the far post, which is a rarity, because we normally go near, don't we? Let's be honest. So Icardi now, we are sat deeper to protect against. Icardi's got a man in the middle, though. Icardi's still Icardi, and holy shit, am I going to be eating my words? 2 goals in a minute from Arsenal. Not good enough. Time for us to start looking at making substitutions, because we've got tired men in the midfield. Pogba's coming off for Callum Gribben. I'm going to bring on Ander Herrera as well for Ruben Neves. He's playing a yellow and a 6.7. Put some fresh legs in the middle, and hopefully we can try to start to combat against this, because being 3-0 up and then coming down to a draw or a loss is really not acceptable. Alaba on a throw into Herrera. Plays it on the edge to Gribben. Gribben to Dybala. Still Dybala does well to get past 2 men, but Cech does palm it out for a corner. 69 minutes on the clock. If we can grab one here just for a little bit of a cushion. Eric Bailly nods it out. It's Angel Gomez now. Still Gomez. Gomez working his way all the way down the right-hand side. Does get a cross in, but it was a bad one. Rashawn Williams picks up the loose ball and plays a bad ball to Alaba. Arsenal are going to counter-attack here. It's Icardi coming towards Rashawn Williams. Rashawn steps up on him, wins the ball back. Well done, Rashawn. Makes well for his bad pass that gave the possession away. Kovalenko's also just been injured, so Arsenal have suffered 2 injuries, but I could be wrong. No, they've not. I thought they may have already made the substitutions. They've not done. Polista's also just got a booking for Arsenal. Renato Sanchez getting a booking for us. Just going to make another substitution. Renato Sanchez is tired, and I'm going to bring on James Rodriguez. Now, this is a deep line playmaker role, so what I'm going to do here is switch Gribben with James, and hopefully those positions will be a lot more suited to the players. So 10 minutes ago, going to give the guys a team talk. I'm assertively going to tell them that they need to concentrate, because I don't want to let this slip now. James to Dybala. Dybala's got a few men in front of him, but he does manage to get a shot away. Cech was equal to it. Arsenal back in possession with 10 minutes to go. It's Bellerin, deep in our third now. Bellerin plays the ball across. It's cleared by Alaba, only as far as Kazawa. Here we go now. Here we go. This is the opportunity. Dybala. Oh, why is Rashford not holding? Oh, Rashford should have gone, but it's Gomez. Gomez! Really should have scored. As I say, I played him to try and grab himself a goal against a manager who's interested in him, not because I want to sell him, but just to prove a point that, yeah, the lad is bloody good. But it didn't come off for him that time, and I think he really should have. 4 clear-cut chances, only 3 goals. Not great for us. It's Kazawa now. Plays the ball all the way back to Petr Cech. It's out with Bellerin. Bellerin tries a searching ball all the way to Icardi. It didn't quite get. It's Rashford to Gomez. Gomez towards Dybala. Dybala was being a little bit... I don't know, he went a little bit early then. He should have been waiting for the ball, because Gomez was never going to be able to play it between 3 men. But it's Eric Bailly now. Bailly looks like he might be in trouble. Rashawn Williams, he's doing the same. Clears it, but it only goes as far as Bellerin. It's Wiltshire to Coughlin. To Icardi. It does go in the net. He is offside, thankfully, because that saved our blushes. We are still in the lead by just a single goal, but it's looking a little bit rocky now. Gomez, well done Gomez. Plays it forward to Dybala. Can he get a burst of pace? He does. I think no, Cech didn't even save it. He just missed the target. So for everything Dybala's doing from an assisting point of view, key passing point of view, where he fails is just at the moment, not where he fails, it makes it sound like I'm disappointed, and I'm not, but his goal scoring is just not quite to the calibre just yet. 1 minute left on the clock. Unas out to Kazawa. Kazawa plays it in. Dybala on the ball for United now. Plays it forward to Rashford. All you got to do is either run to the corner or go in on goal, mate. Do something, but keep hold of that ball. Police manages to take it off him, and there will be another attack in this if Arsenal can get up our end. It's Icardi now. Coughlin plays it forward to Kiko. Kiko was offside, and I would like to think that would be it. David De Gea now with just 5 seconds left. Rashawn Williams, Eric Bailly. There we go. We won the game. We should have. We were 3-0 up in the first half, but it did get a little bit squeaky bum time at the moment, didn't it? Right near that end. But I will take the 3 points regardless. I'm assertively going to tell the guys it was a bit Jekyll and Hyde. I don't care if anyone gets stressed. Renato Sanchez looks stressed, but you played a 6.9, mate. You were garbage. Marcus Rashford, we're assertively going to tell him his dominating performance today was spectacular. At least this time he listened to it, because not so long ago we did the same thing after he'd scored a few goals and he wasn't bloody interested. Also, David De Gea played a 6.3. I'm assertively going to tell him I'm very unhappy about the mistake he made today. I may very well drop him. Well, I will be dropping him anyway because I've got Brentford next. And then I think Bournemouth. So there will be times for Donnarumma to come into the squad there. Give De Gea a little bit of a rest. But as we take a look at the league now, we're 7 points clear. Of course, what we could do with is Tottenham suffering a defeat just to try and make us breathe a little easier. But this is why these points have been so bloody important to us. But as you can see, goals for 68. We've scored the most goals in the league. And with only 17 conceded, we're doing well on that end as well. But Tottenham have only conceded 19. And we've spoke about West Brom in the past. I've mentioned it, get mentioned to us a lot in the press. Conceded only 21 goals. That is ridiculous for West Brom. I mean, granted, they're not scoring any. That's why they're maybe only in 6 as opposed to much higher up the league. But 21 goals. Well played, West Brom. So there we go, guys. Episode 15 comes to a close with a not a resounding, but it's 3 points, and that's all I bloody care about. If we look down the schedule now, you can see we've got Brentford and then Bournemouth. And then we have Beşiktaş. So it's tricky because the Champions League is what we want. It's what we're here for. It's what we're going for. It's the way we want to finish the Fergie way off perfectly. But it's Beşiktaş. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the Brentford FA Cup game. I'm going to play Bournemouth. And I'm going to play that first leg against Beşiktaş all off camera. I will then come back for the Manchester City game. Otherwise, in fact, no, do you know what? Sod it. Back for Beşiktaş. And then City thereafter, because as you know, we're not missing the Manchester derby. If we can put enough away past Beşiktaş, it means that we won't live com the home time, because you'd expect that if we beat them away, we're going to do very, very well at home. So yeah, job's a good one. Guys, if you've enjoyed the episode, don't forget to leave a like. It is helping the channel out chronically at the minute. I mean, the growth has been insane. The interactions have been great, so thank you guys very much. If you're new around here, don't forget to hit the sub button. You can also catch up on the Fergie way. If you go to my channel, there's like 80 odd videos now, but if you want a quick way, there is some season 1, 2 and 3 reviews, so we have a quick look at what's going on. And other than that, guys, I hope to see you in tomorrow night's episode. I've been Teach FM, and I'll catch you later. See you in a bit.